So I have a brother that was in a relationship with somebody, and they broke up back in, it's December 20th of 2002 today. And so they broke up around between August, September, I believe. And when they first had the breakup, what's going on? When they first had the breakup, she had a very hard time accepting that the relationship was over. And so what she would do is she'd pop up at his house unannounced. She would, knock at his door until he came out. She would go to his job. She would call and text, and ultimately just couldn't accept it. And but then she went away. Like, she stopped making communication with him. She stopped communicating with him. And then last week, she popped up at his girlfriend's house, and a physical altercation happened. And as a result of that, of that incident, she got arrested. And so, my brother was feeling a way about it because, he's a harmless guy, and he didn't want the girl to go to jail. And so it got me thinking about breakups and how we respond to them, and what should we do in those situations, and what should we 100% not do and stay away from. And first, let me say that I know how that feels when there's a breakup, right? Ultimately, it's rejection, right? You feel rejected by somebody that you love. You feel rejected by somebody that you care about. You feel rejected by somebody that you've opened up and let in a certain way. And so I think that we can all relate to the feeling of rejection. That's validated, right? However, what you shouldn't do is violate that person's wishes. You see, the best thing to do in a situation when somebody is saying, hey, I don't want to be with you, the best thing you can do for yourself and for that other person is to respect their wishes. You know what I mean? Respect what that person is saying, right? Because if somebody says that they don't want to be with you and you continue to show up, that's actually like a sign of, and I get the emotion. I get the emotion behind it. I get the urge to want to be by that person and next to that person and want to see them. I get that. But ultimately, you're not respecting this person, because when you love somebody, whether it's with you or not with you, you ultimately want to see them happy, right? And so we've been talking about it, and my point is, you have people who break up, right? And both sides decide, what's up, bro? And both sides decide, hey, we're not gonna do this no more. The relationship ends amicably, and who knows? Maybe they even go on to be good friends, right? They may get back together in some cases. Then you have the relationships that I believe to be most common, where somebody breaks up and the other person doesn't want the relationship to end, right? And so you go through the feelings, the emotions, go through all of those things behind it. But the best thing that somebody could do in that situation when a relationship has ended and you really want that relationship to continue or come back, the best thing you can do for yourself is, one, respect that person's wishes, and two, work on yourself, bro. Work on yourself, ladies. Work on yourself, right? Who knows what will happen in the future? The one thing you don't want to ever do is remind a person of why they left. And I think a lot of people, though their heart is validated how they feel. I want this person back. I love this person, you know. But when you continue to show up at somebody's house, their work, when you continue to text them and call them over and over again after they've made it clear that they don't want to be in a relationship, when you continue to do that, you remind the person that you want back, all you do is remind them of why they left. You don't remind them that you're a good person and that, like, you're not showing them why they should get back with you, right? And let me say another thing. There's nothing worse. One of the worst feelings is being with somebody that is only there because you want them to be there. They don't want to be there, but maybe you bugged them and you kept calling and you kept showing up and they felt like, damn, I can't get away from this person, so I'll just get back with them. That builds resentment, right? That builds hate. That builds that person, the feelings that they have for you, they go away. And now you're dealing with a person that can't stand you, right? So respect people's wishes, man. How many times in this situation, it was a woman who kept popping up at a guy's house. And yes, that does happen. But how many times in the media, on the news, in different, I listen to a lot of murder documentaries, and it happens all the time. Most of the time it's a guy, right? Where the guy gets, the girl breaks up with the guy and the guy can't stand it and he can't get it together. And so he stalks the new girlfriend. He stalks the new girl, the old girlfriend. He stalks her, and somebody ends up getting killed. Right? That's a very dangerous game to play when you continue to go to somebody's house after they've made it clear that they don't want to be with you. Because there's a 90% chance that if you continue to pop up, number one, like I said, you're gonna remind them of why they left, and also you're gonna see some shit that you didn't want to see. And a lot of people aren't prepared to see the person that they are madly in love with and that they want to get with. You are not prepared to see or deal with that person moving on with another person. That's what happened with OJ, right? Kept popping up unannounced to his ex-wife's house, and what happened? He popped up and somebody was over there, right? So if you love somebody, if you want to be with somebody and they left you and they broke up with you, no matter how much that shit hurt, go inward. Deal with that pain. Address the things address the part that you may have played in the relationship ending, right? Don't just stay stagnant trying to get that person to come back, but better yourself, because one or two things can happen. You can either see that person later on down the road and they'll see the improvement. You'll remind them of, hey, this is the person that I fell in love with. This is the person that I got with. That can happen. Or you can meet a brand new person. And however it play out, whether you get back with them or you find somebody new, when you've dealt with all of the, your issues, when you address, these are the things that I feel like I need to work on. This is what I get back from people. This is what I notice. When you address those things, those insecurities, those fears, those worries, when you address that, regardless of who you end up with, they get a better you. You get a better you. But respect people's wishes. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, as much as it hurt, and I understand, especially when it's like when you had kids with them, and you have to continue seeing them, and you want this person back so bad, and now you got to watch them move on. You got to see them every day because you got kids with them, and you got to watch them not go out, but you got to watch them looking good, and you know what I'm saying, moving on. That hurts, right? But you do no service to yourself by making that person come back to you. That's not a sign of growth. That's not a sign of you loving that person and wanting the best for them. That's not a sign of you respecting their wishes. A lot of people ruin their chances of ever getting back with the person that they felt like they lost because they couldn't get in control of their emotions and respect that person's wishes. Some people have went overboard and killed the person that broke up with them, or their new boyfriend or their new girlfriend. That type of shit ain't nothing to play with, right? Feelings, emotions, people's feelings, emotions, those things are not nothing to play with, because it'll bring down the best of us and make us do some terrible things. So when somebody says, I don't want to be with you, as much as it may hurt you, respect that person's wishes and better yourself. Better yourself. Even if you want to use that person as a motivation to get yourself better, do it. I did it. And what I found out was, as I started to get better and better, I set my heights further. At first my motivation to get right was to get back with, my baby moms. But as I started to feel better and better and freer, I said, you know what? I don't want to just stop there. I want to go further. I want to go further than just getting back with her. I want to better myself for somebody else. I was able to heal and understand that chapter is closed and it is what it is, and move on, right? So that's my word. I hope everybody is out there being safe. You know what I mean? Being with your family. For those of us that come from depression, that come from drug use, alcohol use, that's going through it, hang in there, man. Talk to somebody. Hang in there. Whatever you got to do to make it to the next day, do what you got to do. 1.